Om Namah Shivaya. My name is Nirmala and I'm at the Shivananda Yoga Center in South Delhi. And to go alongside our November issue of the Yoga Foundation newsletter, we're here today to talk a little bit about one particular aspect of hatha yoga practice that helps us to keep Brahmacharya. And so this practice is the classical hand or foothold. Sometimes we say handhold, sometimes we say foothold. And it is done in Paschimottanasana, sitting forward bend, as well as some other practices we use it, but primarily in the sitting forward bend. And so it is a way in which we take the finger in between the big toe, the toe beside, pressing the thumb onto the toe in such a way that it stimulates the pineal gland. So this practice is quite interesting. So there are several ways in which the yogis in the traditional sense used to use the toes and awareness of the importance and the sacred nature of the feet, but they understood that the pineal gland can be stimulated or activated based on how we hold the big toe. So I'll show an image on the screen of Swami Shivananda wearing a pair of padukas, and these are the wooden clogs. And they would have a post that came in between the big toe and the toe beside. And so you would have to grip that post quite a bit with the toes in order to keep the shoe on your foot as you walked. And so it's thought that that pressure and that gripping stimulated the pineal gland. Now the pineal gland is quite interesting. So it regulates our sleep and waking cycles, regulating melatonin in the body and in the brain. And it's also thought to be the seat of the third eye, or the seat of intuition. So when we do this hand or foothold in the forward bend, we're stimulating the pineal gland in the same way, and it's thought to help transmute sexual energy into spiritual energy. So you might have been doing it and not known that all along. Don't worry, it doesn't mean any big change for you, but just know that in a traditional sense this was the reason that it would be done, is that by stimulating the pineal gland, we're more focused on higher ideals than everyday sort of pursuits, or certainly helps us not to focus on satisfying or gratifying our desires. So the classical handhold will show a little bit in detail how you would come into it and hold within the forward bend. So you'll see here on screen, Diksha is reaching up, inhaling, and then exhaling, stretching forward in the forward bend. So as she reaches out for the feet, she's curling the three fingers back towards the palm, extending the index fingers forward, taking the index fingers in between the big toe and the toe beside, wrapping the fingers around the backside, and then pressing the thumb onto the top of the big toes, the very tip of. So when we place the hands in this way, one of the very interesting parts of the practice is that we're not able to reach and pull and grasp and use our strength very much. You'll see many students, if you're a teacher, you would have noticed many students gripping quite tightly to the feet and pulling themselves forward, maybe exercising so much effort to try to come further forward. So when we take this classical foot or handhold, we're not able to pull so much. We don't have that much strength. So it really helps us to take the practice out of the realm of strength and into the realm of something more subtle that's taking place. So we'll show a different way to hold here, which is that, let's say, you want to feel just a little more strength in the holding. You could also take two fingers in between the big toe, the toe beside, wrap them two fingers around behind and place the thumb on the top. Now, in some cases, somebody might have an injury to a toe or something that might feel a little bit uncomfortable, or they might feel that they want to have a little more grip there, so that could be done. But the classical version is done just with the index finger wrapped around behind. So again, the foot is sacred. The thinking in yoga is that it touches the earth and it supports the whole body. So there's very much a connection here to how we live in the world and in which way we live in the world. I'll pop up on the screen again the picture of Swami Shivananda's feet in the paduks, because you can see that there is a heel and there's a toe and there's a kind of empty space under the foot. And the idea here as well is that our actual step onto the earth is a little lighter. We're less likely to squish insects or bugs, ants under the feet. And so there's a lot of meaning in these particular footwear when you see people wearing them. And many of the swamis and saints and sages, you can see them wearing such a wooden shoe. So there was an effort made, a real awareness with each step of how we step onto the earth, and of course stimulating that pineal gland and remembering our vow of Brahmacharya if we've taken one. So I hope that's helpful to you and interesting. We look forward to connecting with you on the practice again soon. Om Namah Shivaya.